Well, hello everyone from our big mess on the mountain. Today was a really nice day. Nick's got the kids back inside, and I realized that I was working on the video and I never closed it out and I never really showed you what we were doing. So I wanted to take some time. This behind me is part of one of the landings that we had made, the first landing, and it's reasonably flat. It's actually this area here was a very old, very well built chicken coop that had just fallen into disrepair from not being used for probably decades, I would imagine. It was not something that we were interested in rehabbing because, quite honestly, we don't have the time or really at this point the know-how, and we need to get things cranking rather quickly before Nick goes back to work. So this area behind me is going to be a permanent chicken coop and run that will eventually house my Bielefelders that I plan on breeding. I have a Bielefelder rooster and I have 3 hens now. I'd like to get a couple more probably this spring, which is coming up quickly, but I need a place to put them. Right now everybody's together. I have my layers in with them, and I don't have an incubator yet. I'm working on that. I don't have a place to put it right now, so it's just one more thing in a box right now, so I don't need to have it. We are saving this timber from the chicken coop to use probably for raised beds, as well as some of the tin that was the roof. There's still a lot of trash. Like there's a significant trash problem around here because the dump is like 45 minutes away, and pickup only takes so much, and not everybody has a vehicle that they can traverse to the dump. So it's an understandable problem. You can burn trash here, which is fine, and I did that all through my childhood, but not everything burns and stuff's got to go to the dump. So we are left with quite a bit of trash to deal with. But I decided, looking at this terrain and knowing that I have to walk this way to get to my chicken coop. I'm going to flip the camera around so that you can see what I'm talking about. Hang on. I have to walk this way to get to where the coop is going to be in the run. I might as well build an herb garden using a lot of the rock that was unearthed during the excavation of this part of the landing. So this is all area that was excavated. The trees cleared out and stuff. They had a mini X up here, and they cleared that all out. But there's a lot of just rock on the ground, which obviously it's a mountain. And my understanding of how mountains are created is it's where the tectonic plates shift and parts come up. And that's where you get the rock. So that's stuff that used to be under the ground. So we just take and we're just taking and we're piling rocks and then scraping up leaves. The base layer is going to be leaves, leaf mulch. And then over here, which is underneath of where the old chicken coop was, that soil is absolutely beautifully dark brown and very rich. There are a lot of rocks in it, but I can kind of sift them out, and I'm putting them on top along with some wood ash. And there you go. We're going to keep going, but we could only do so much in the time that we had today. But that's a really good start. That's about maybe a 15-foot section. We may build it up still a little bit more, but there's plenty of room. And I just actually went in and looked at my seed stash to see if I had lemon balm, and apparently I used all my lemon balm seeds last year, so I got to place an emergency order because that's one of the first things I wanted to get started, because both the chickens and the bunnies like that. So maybe I'll start some cilantro because that can handle the cold. That would be one of the first things that I would put in anyway. So we'll get some cilantro going. I may actually have some down in a pot. I have to look. Because if I can throw an already started one in here, they are starting. We actually are hiring somebody to build the chicken coop because we just don't have enough time before Nick goes back to work. So he's going to start on Tuesday, and he was here doing some other work for us, and his stipulation was that it had to be painted a certain way. So stay tuned. That is actually going to be a really fun project, and maybe a little terrifying for the chickens, but he said he'd always wanted to do this and nobody would let him do it, and even his wife wouldn't let him do it. So we're gonna run with that. And if we like it, we may actually do like a competitor version. I don't know, we'll see. That might be giving too many hints. But so that's our first garden project. It's not done. There is enough soil in there that I could go ahead and plant in there now, at least on the one end, probably about a 3-foot section. But for now, it's a start. We're gonna be growing food, if not for ourselves, for the bunnies. Have a great day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.